It's over. We are finished. There is no point in going on. He's been arrested and they will surely kill him. We can't keep going. He was our father. We were his followers. Now it's done. We have to hide. They will come for us. We have nothing left to give. It's over. It's all over.
And the child grew and became strong. He was filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Every year his parents went to Jerusalem for the feast of the Passover. When he was 12 years old, they went up to the feast according to the custom. After the feast was over, while his parents were returning home, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem, but they weren't aware of it. Thinking he was in their company, they traveled on for a day. Then they began looking for him among their relatives and friends. When they did not find him, they went back to Jerusalem to look for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple's courts, sitting among the teachers, listening to them, and asking questions. Everyone who heard him was amazed at his understanding and his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished. His mother said to him, "Son, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been anxiously searching for you." "Why were you searching for me?" he asked. "Didn't you know I had to be in my father's house?" But they did not understand what he was trying to say to them.
They left that place and passed through Galilee. Jesus did not want anyone to know where they were, because he was teaching his disciples. He said to them, "The Son of Man is going to be betrayed into the hands of men. They will kill him, and after 3 days he will rise." But they did not understand what he meant, and were afraid to ask him about it.
Even while the boy was coming, the demon threw him to the ground in a convulsion. But Jesus rebuked the evil spirit, healed the boy, and gave him back to his father. And they were all amazed at the greatness of God. While everyone was marveling at all that Jesus did, he said to his disciples, "Listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. The Son of Man is going to be betrayed into the hands of men." But they did not understand what this meant. It was hidden from them, so that they did not grasp it, and they were afraid to ask him about it.
Jesus took the 12 aside and told them, "We are going to Jerusalem, and everything that is written by the prophets about the Son of Man will be fulfilled. He will be handed over to the Gentiles. They will mock him, insult him, spit on him, flog him, and kill him. On the third day, he will rise again." The disciples did not understand any of this. Its meaning was hidden from them, and they did not know what they were talking about.
Come on, understanding, visit me for once today. I'll be grateful you don't
It was all going so well. Then the bottom fell out. Nothing will turn out right. We are stuck forever. This isn't fair. We were supposed to win. He told us we were blessed. It's over now. How can we go back to our old lives? We were so close. Then it all went sour. It's back to oppression. Maybe he wasn't the Messiah.
The rain that evening had cooled things off. The day had been hot and dry, but the brief afternoon rain made the night seem calm and cool. A gentle breeze blew through the open window. Jesus tilted his head back and felt the cool air on his hot skin. He smelled the night. He smelled the sea. He wished he could see the beach once more, but there wasn't time. He sat in a room with his 12 disciples. The Passover celebration was winding down. A few people were still singing in the streets. His followers were lounging on the pillows the servants had set down. He wanted to make this moment last. He wanted to give them something they could keep forever. He saw the bread and cup on the table. He asked his friends to gather around him. They moved in. Peter took the place on his right. Jesus looked at Peter and smiled. He remembered the look on Peter's face when he first stepped out of the boat. Judas sat at the end of the table. He had barely spoken during the celebration and hadn't smiled, not once. Jesus met the eyes of each man, these true friends. They had spent the last 3 years together, and most of them still did not understand that it was all going to be over soon, or it was all going to be beginning soon. Jesus chuckled to himself at the paradox. The disciples smiled too, but they didn't know why. They were happy to see him smile again. Like Judas, he hadn't smiled much lately. Jesus picked up one of the loaves of bread and broke it in half. Take some and eat it. It is my body. Then he picked up the cup, swirled the dark red liquid, and passed it around. Everyone drink some, it is my blood. When each of the disciples had eaten the bread and tasted the wine, Jesus said, every time you break the bread and drink the cup, remember me. Remember all the lessons. Remember all the times we laughed together. Remember the miracles. I am part of you now. I am in God, so God is now part of you. Remember me.
We did all we were told. We left everything behind. We followed him. We have nothing. We've accomplished nothing. The world is still a bad place to raise your kids. People still step on each other to get ahead. Meaningless prayers pass into nothingness. The dead are just dead. He promised us the kingdom. They took him away. The trial was a joke. It's over now. It's all over.
Micah had been a blacksmith for more than 40 years. His father had taught him, just as his grandfather had taught his father before him. It was an honorable profession. Micah was a large man. From a mass of black hair peered 2 brown eyes. His wife often told him his eyes were the eyes of a child. She said he'd given his eyes to his son, Thomas. Thomas had died a long time ago. Micah was the father of 3 daughters. Everyone in town could remember the way Micah used to carry all 3 of his daughters at once, one in each arm, and Martha, the oldest, would sit on his shoulders. He would run through the market, and his daughters would squeal, and he would laugh like children through town. When Thomas was born, people wondered how he was going to carry 4 children through town. They never found out. 2 years after Thomas was born, King Herod ordered all of the boys under 2 to be put to death in hopes of destroying the Messiah. Micah told his wife that Thomas would be safe. He was more than a month past the cutoff point. It took 6 of his guards to hold Micah down, while a 7th carried Thomas off into the night. Most folks remembered that night as the night Micah stopped smiling. He managed a quiet grin now and then, but no one ever heard his thunderous laughter. His daughters were now married, and his wife had died more than a decade ago. Micah tried as best as he could to make ends meet without the king's money, but he often had to smith for the guards in the king's temple. When the captain of the guards asked for nails, Micah never bothered to ask what they were for. He made them. It was a job. He never wanted to know. Most of the town knew of the carpenter. Micah had known his father, Joseph. Micah knew of his father, Joseph. When Joseph's boy began preaching, people whispered the word Messiah. If he is the one all the other boys died for, Micah thought, then the soldiers missed their target. Micah pulled the bellows handle hard. The steel began to glow along with his anger. He pulled the red metal from the fire and pounded it with his hammer again and again. He pounded until there were no more tears left in him.
Shapeless piece of steel, that's all I claim to be. This hammer pounds to give me form, this flame, it melts my dreams. I glow with fire and fury as I'm twisted like a vine. My final shape, my final form, I'm sure I'm bound to find. So dream a little dream for me in hopes that I'll remain. Cry a little cry for me so I can bear the flames. Hurt a little hurt for me, my future is untold. My dreams are not the issue here, for they the hammer holds, and the water it cools me gray, and the hurt subdued somehow. I have my shape, this sharpened point. What is my purpose now? And the question still remains, what am I to be? Perhaps some perfect piece of art displayed for all to see. So dream a little dream for me in hopes that I'll remain. Cry a little cry for me so I can bear the flames. Hurt a little hurt for me, my future is untold. But my dreams are not the issue here, for they the hammer holds. Hammer pounds again, but flames I do not feel. This force that drives me helplessly through flesh and would reveal a burn that burns much deeper, is more than I can stand. The reason for my life was to take the life of a guiltless man. So dream a little dream for me in hopes that I'll remain. Cry a little cry for me so I can bear the flames. Hurt a little hurt for me, my future is so bold. But my dreams are not the issue here, for they the hammer holds. This task before me may seem unclear, but it my maker holds.
The Prince of Peace has been murdered. Angels said he was the one. They sang to the shepherds that he was here. The Prince, the Peace. The mighty God. The everlasting one. He wasn't everlasting. They arrested him. They nailed him to a tree. They put him in a hole. And that is that. Wars are fought in his name. The angels were wrong.
As they led him away, they seized Simon from Cyrene, who was on his way in from the country, and put the cross on him and made it carry him behind Jesus. A large number of people followed him, including women who mourned and wailed for him. Jesus turned and said to them, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children. For the time will come when you will say, 'Blessed are the barren women, the wombs that never bore, and the breasts that never nursed.' Then they will say to the mountains, 'Fall on us,' and to the hills, 'Cover us.' For if men do these things when the tree is green, what will happen when it is dry?" 2 other men, both criminals, were also led out with him to be executed. When they came to the place called the Skull, there they crucified him along with the criminals, one on his right and the other on his left. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." And they divided up his clothes by casting lots. The people stood watching, and the rulers even sneered at him. They said, "He saved others. Let him save himself if he is the Christ of God, the chosen one." The soldiers also came up and mocked him. They offered him wine vinegar and said, "If you are the king of the Jews, save yourself." There was a written notice above him, which read, "This is the King of the Jews." One of the criminals who hung there hurled insults at him. "Aren't you the Christ? Save yourself and us." But the other criminal rebuked him. "Don't you fear God," he said, "since you are under the same sentence? We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve, but this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus then answered, "I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise." It was now about the 6th hour, and darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour, for the sun stopped shining, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Jesus called out with a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." When he had said this, he breathed his last.
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgive them, they know not what they do. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgive them, they know not what they do. Today, Father, forgive them. You will be with me in paradise. Forgive them. You will be with me today. Today.